In 2014, Schlitterbahn, a water park in Kansas City, debuted Verrückt, a 168-foot-tall water slide, the tallest at the time. People from around the country and the world flocked to the park to experience it. But in 2016, tragedy struck.
Breaking news, a child is dead after riding Verrückt.
Now, so many unanswered questions.
At first, the death seemed like a random accident, but investigators soon found that wasn't exactly the case. The ride was simply unsafe. In fact, Schlitterbahn delayed Verrückt's opening multiple times due to safety concerns. According to documentary filmmaker Nathan Truesdale, there wasn't a lot of science or ride engineering involved in the testing and design. They were sending sandbags down and basically hoping that they didn't fly off of the slide. This tragic story is just one of many at amusement parks across the US. And some think many are preventable. That's because unlike food or children's toys, amusement parks aren't federally regulated for safety. Amusement parks have always been, well, hazardous. The Flip-Flap Railway at New York's Coney Island was known for literally knocking people out, and multiple people died on the park's Rough Rider roller coaster throughout the 1910s. Yet, amusement parks remained free from federal regulation for decades. In 1972, the U.S. government established the Consumer Product Safety Commission, designed to protect the public against unreasonable risks of injury associated with consumer products. The CPSC immediately assumed authority over amusement park safety and regulation. At the time, it covered both fixed-site parks and mobile sites like traveling carnival and fair rides. This meant that the federal government was officially in charge. But this didn't last. Today, amusement park regulation is, well, messy. In many cases, states provide regulation, but the inspections vary widely between each one. According to Safe Park USA, only about half of them actually send an established government agency to inspect parks. This includes agencies like the Department of Public Safety, the State Fire Marshal, or in some cases, the Department of Agriculture. Other states leave it up to county officials or private inspectors like insurance companies. And some of these states don't even require injuries to be reported to anyone. There's even states with no agency jurisdiction at all. However, it should be noted these states have few, if any, amusement parks. Then there's Florida. While Florida does have comprehensive government oversight in place, it excludes any park that employs over 1,000 workers. So the three largest parks, Disney, Universal, and Busch Gardens, are all self-regulated. So how did we get here? Back in 1981, when the CPSC was still in charge of regulations, 2 accidents occurred at 2 different Texas amusement parks. Both were brought to court. One circuit ruled in favor of the CPSC, stating amusement park rides fell into the definition of a consumer product. However, in the other case, the circuit ruled rides did not fall under the definition of consumer products. This uncertainty prompted Congress to revise the language of the law. The revision excluded fixed amusement park rides from federal jurisdiction and instead gave responsibility to the states. Only mobile parks were kept under CPSC authority. This is often referred to as the roller coaster loophole, and ever since it was created, amusement parks have been lobbying in favor of the law. The International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions estimates 65 to 85% of injuries are at the fault of the rider and not the ride itself. Therefore, federal regulation would make no difference. However, the IAAPA only takes injury reports from parks based on voluntary surveys. And when a death occurs, most cases end up as a confidential settlement. Criminal penalties are rare, but the Kansas City water park owners did get charged over the 10-year-old boy's death. However, they were later dismissed in 2019. Park owners also argue rides are individually customized from park to park. Therefore, one standard regulation would not fit all.
The big issue becomes compliance. And so there may be larger amusement parks that actually are good with compliance and they're good with their own enforcement. But there's smaller amusement parks, for various reasons, costs being a big one, that may not be able to comply with some sort of safety measure, policy, procedure.
But there has been some pushback to reinstate federal regulations over the years. After 4 deaths occurred over the course of 1 week in 1999, Massachusetts Representative Ed Markey introduced a bill to restore CPSC regulation. A baby stroller is subject to tougher federal regulation than a roller coaster carrying a child in excess of 100 miles per hour, he stated. But the bill didn't get far. A spokesman for the IAAPA countered, "There is no evidence that federal oversight would improve on the already excellent safety record of the industry." And its statistics show the likelihood of being seriously injured is 1 in 15.5 million and 1 in 750 million for death. However, because these numbers are self-reported, experts say they're not reliable. So how can one stay safe when visiting amusement parks? Thankfully, technological advancements continue to make rides safer for riders. And the best way is to follow all of the safety rules. You must be this tall to ride this ride, and hands and feet must be kept inside the cart at all times. You know the drill.